The reason why I'm wearing this hat is because I am the money man in the religion, you know? When you're on top of the religion, you're the money man. And I am on top and I am the money man. Because I get all the money.
That's me right there. And this guy is known to most people as Athene. Over the past few weeks, people have donated around $1 million to me as a result of the two of us live streaming for around a few hours each day, informing people that we are running a cryptocurrency scam.
We're just running a fucking crypto scam.
To understand why anyone would give money to this, we have to look at why much of our audience watches us. Athene and myself have a bit of a history of gaming the system. After years of grassroots activism in Belgium to undermine political trends of extremism, we set our sights on becoming YouTube celebrities. We understood that if we had that kind of exposure, we would be able to focus our efforts on international issues. One of the things we did to achieve this was to slip certain frames into the exact middle of our videos, giving them appealing thumbnails in a time where YouTube did not yet have a thumbnail upload feature. And it didn't take long before our channel became one of the top 3 most subscribed worldwide. With no other popular gaming channels yet in existence, we focused most of our content on Athene's wacky gamer persona, while he legitimately broke world record after world record in games such as World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, Hearthstone, and even online poker. We generated unprecedented buzz and attention by basically trolling the online communities behind these games. All of this carefully calculated to garner an audience that we could mobilize for more important things, such as persuading US senators and members of European Parliament to protect net neutrality many years before the mainstream even knew about net neutrality. We also raised over $20 million for charity and hit our first milestones long before these kinds of charity initiatives were common among gamers. And displeased as we were with the effectiveness of normal charity donations, we lobbied to restrict the funds to be used for only the most impactful programs, and also to get the most extreme levels of government matching possible, effectively multiplying every dollar donated by 10 to create arguably the most effective charity donation system online. Wanting to allow other streamers to make use of this as well, we then created what is now one of the most popular Twitch donation platforms, both for personal as well as charity donations. Part of its success is due to how involved we personally are, such as with the documentary that we made about Ebola, for which both Athene and myself were on location in Liberia during the Ebola crisis. What also helps is that charity donations on our platform go directly to charity, without us or anyone else being the middleman. That last part did make it difficult for us to register our growing group of organized activists as a charity, since we legally have nothing to do with the donations. So in order for us to be a non-profit, we instead registered as a religion. Based on Spinozism, a philosophy that equates God with science, with followers such as Einstein and Carl Sagan. Now for our latest endeavor, we've invented our own cryptocurrency called Purpose. And for that, we've launched an ICO. Only, it's not really an ICO. We like to present it as a scam. For those who don't know, ICOs are a recent and popular but sometimes controversial way of crowdfunding in return for virtual tokens that often function as a sort of currency, in many ways similar to Bitcoin. The New York Times recently described ICOs as follows. Imagine that a friend is building a casino and asks you to invest. In exchange, you get chips that can be used at the casino's tables once it's finished. Now imagine that the value of the chips isn't fixed and will instead fluctuate depending on the popularity of the casino, the number of other gamblers, and the regulatory environment for casinos. And instead of a friend, imagine it's a stranger on the internet who might be using a fake name, who might not actually know how to build a casino and whom you probably can't sue for fraud if he steals your money and uses it to buy a Porsche instead. That is an ICO. Of course, ICOs tend to hide their darker side in the fine print of their terms of service, but not ours. Rather than hiding the loopholes in fine print using incomprehensible legal language, we are openly and clearly stating that we are strangers on the internet. who cannot be sued for fraud if we steal your money or use it for a Lambo instead. We do not hide our disclaimer that says we are not promising, let alone making any legally binding statements that guarantee that you'll get any purpose in return for your contributions. So, what exactly is purpose? It is a simple token or coin that gives people the ability to contribute to its altruistic objectives by holding it. Purpose can be reserved by donating directly to Save the Children on prps.io or by donating to my development team that is currently building software that accepts Purpose. In neither scenario does Athene, the creator and distributor of the token, receive nor have any right to any of the funds that are donated, making Purpose a not-for-profit token. As outlined in our white paper, we also have several unusual mechanisms and strategies in place that highly increase the chances of Purpose becoming very valuable on exchanges. Although presenting our token as an investment or a security could arguably be illegal, while many ICOs work around this with confusing fine print, our approach is to simply present ours as a scam, or to be more precise, a coin that, despite its features, is little more than a token of our appreciation, freely distributed by Athene at his own discretion, with no obligation towards donors. But regardless of this narrative, we ourselves see Purpose as a long-term commitment that should benefit its supporters and the world, to such extent that we may or may not use as much of our budget as possible to get Purpose back for at least double the rate of what initial donors gave by putting up a $1 buy wall on exchanges. Crazy as this may sound, people are actually unlikely to sell at that rate, since it is the least value they can get for their buck. The reason why we ourselves and the community are so committed is because of special mechanisms that we've put in place that could, in theory, if Purpose were to become very valuable, one day provide decentralized, universal basic income to everyone on the planet. While admittedly a long shot, Purpose could at least become a proof of concept, and the technology could be deployed, perhaps on smaller scales in, say, a year from now, as a way to fight poverty and counteract the imminent global repercussions of industry's increasing reliance on automation and AI. The primary motivation of those who have thus far donated $1 million to support the project has simply been to hold or hodl Purpose in order to increase its value and support the community's initiatives around it. For this, we've even devised a hodl feature that is designed around the psychology of what steers market dynamics and makes tokens go to the moon. For details on how this works, make sure to read our white paper. Currently in development projects that accept the tokens include new gamingforgood.net features, a productivity app, and a high-profile free-to-play game wherein Purpose as well as hodl can be exchanged for in-game items at discount rates. Holding Purpose, which lowers supply, or developing and supporting the initiatives around it, which increases demand, has been the primary interest of ourselves and those who donate for it. And with the right framework and innovative incentives, the simplest token can easily grow into one of the more valuable and impactful ones within the crypto sphere.